Well, having shelter is a element of survival for a human. To keep the weather, to keep the predators away from you, you need a level of shelter. And the normal process in the modern era of humanity is you pay rent or you pay your mortgage, and as long as you keep up with those payments within a relatively diligent time frame, you get shelter. But if you stop paying, if you default, if you uh, are backed up a few months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, you stop paying, you have, you will be evicted. You will, your landlord or your mortgage company will go through the law, will go through the court system, because are countries are structured with laws, judicial systems, so that it keeps things in order, or else there'd be total chaos. So, in order to keep from total chaos, and in order to be fair, if someone has a recurring pattern of not paying rent, then they are evicted out of their residence. And this does a few things. One is obviously it's a fair, just thing. And in most modern societies, if someone can't pay rent, if they're destitute, if they're handicapped, if they're in poverty, if they can't work, then they get some type of government subsidy for housing. But we've been in a weird period, a strange period due to the pandemic, that they've frozen all the evictions because we're in a pandemic. They say it's beyond people's control. But over the course of the past 6 months or so, vaccines have been available for those who want them. Things have been opening up. There's jobs available for those who want them. And now the eviction freeze has ended. And now you can lawfully be removed from your house if you don't pay. And this will also balance out the housing boom, because when you have a bunch of people in a house or rental or buying and they don't have to leave and they're not paying, that drives up rent, that drives up house prices as well, because you're basically eliminating inventory from the market from someone who wants to pay. And so there's a lot of dynamics, okay, to economics, to laws, to what's just, what's right. Certainly there's people who always fall in hard times, but certainly if you haven't been paying rent for 6 months or 12 months and you have no plan to and you're not working, there's bigger problems. And look, you can never have a society where people just don't pay. So I say all that to say my message and my observation tonight is, as eviction moratoriums ended, I believe technically in America, July 31st, 2021, and now it's back to normal where you can be evicted. This will do a few things. One is it will level out some of the inventory. It will balance out some of the housing market, whether rental or purchasing, and it will bring us back to this normalcy or level of normalcy that we had pre-pandemic. And for those who are in a situation where they can't pay for months on end, then there's bigger problems than paying rent. There's a life problem, and there needs to for you to seek help, because there's nothing anyone really can do. It's like, and everyone has, look, most people have mercy and grace, but if you can work and you haven't been working and you haven't paid rent in 6-12 months, guys, it's a shit show. I mean, you know what it is. We're not going to bullshit you. And it's not, that's where, like, I do disagree with AOC. She still wanted to continue like the eviction freeze. I mean, AOC, come on. I mean, got the vaccine if you want it. You got jobs hiring if you want it. There's no reason for most people not to be going out there and doing what they got to do. And, you got to be balanced. You got to be balanced. You got to be balanced. You got to have empathy. You got to have love. You got to have subsidies. You got to have grace, but you got to have balance. You also have to have rules, regulations. You also have to have just and fairness, and you got to have a market. You got to have economics where people are productive in society. They get rewarded financially, and then they get to choose where they want to live. Now, look, I evicted myself. I sold my house willingly, and I willingly became a homeless nomad. Okay, I willingly kept my job. I willingly picked up a side job. I'm actively looking in the housing market, but because we're in this low inventory, high inflation market, I haven't found anything yet, and I do still cringe at the idea of settling down a little bit. I do still cringe that after I purchase it, I'm going to look at this house and I'm going to say, now I'm stuck here. I think maybe the RV lot, I think I maybe could accept a little bit. I looked at a mobile home today where you own the land. There's no HOA. It's about 800 square feet. But I said, man, I buy this. What do? I just look at it. 800 square feet, one person. I don't need it. Even if my mom came to live with me, 800 square feet is too much. So I say all that to say, as a homeless person, technically I'm homeless right now. Okay. Been for 4 years. I evicted myself. I've seen people get evicted. I went to court with a friend of mine who had to evict someone who just wasn't paying. And I think that in life, housing is housing. It's not a birthright per se, as far as like, you get to not pay. There are the government shelters, there's government subsidies, there's lists, but guys, there's also a reality. You're watching YouTube. Okay, you're able to do something. And so, like I do believe in societies where there should be basic elements that are provided, okay, by society, by the government, whatever. But I also believe in basic fairness, guys. I mean, fairness is there should be no reason, okay, for millions. They said there's millions of people that are in back rent. I mean, guys, how many people in this world cannot do anything? There's certainly a certain percentage that cannot work due to illness, due to disability, etc., and they should get help. But what is there? In America, there's about 350 million. So I would say anywhere between I don't know, what do they say? Anywhere between 1 to 10% of society probably has some type of defect. I don't think 10%, maybe. What's 1% of 350 million? 3 million, 3.5 million. So I think they said there's over 11 million people or something like that behind on rent. So my observation, and then we're going to go to all members' comments. Thank you to all my members. Shout out to my coconut girls. I got some good videos coming this week. My observation as a homeless person, that's what I am. My observation as someone who looks at society, and I do see people that are strange. Man, I went to a Walmart today to pick up, I had a new phone holder that right now I'm in my car, and my cell phone that I'm making this video on is on a dash holder. It's like a Audi. It's like $25. So I had to go to Walmart and get a new one because they break every month or every couple months. And so I go to Walmart, and there's a senior citizen working. My mom worked until she was 71 in a supermarket, and now she still does side work cleaning houses. But this older lady was behind the counter in the electronics section. And I said, may I please have that Audi? Because it was behind the counter. It's like one of those things that have an electronic lock. And she goes, oh. I go, excuse me? I go, can I have that Audi? Can you unlock it? I said, I would get it. I just can't unlock it. I don't have the employee key. And she goes, I'm trying to think if I want to walk around the counter. And I'm looking at her like I'm respecting that she's a senior. But I'm saying to myself, oh, shit. I'm in another dimension. Okay. To top that off, when I went into the Walmart parking lot, some guy driving a car 40 miles per hour with a cigarette sticking out of his mouth. When he's smoking a cigarette, like you don't even have your hands on it, and he's whipping a corner. And I said, oh, guys. Sometimes I think if I buy a house again, it's going to be in such a rich section they don't have Walmarts. Because there's a whole other dimension, guys, when you go in a Walmart parking lot. But, the negative part about being in the total rich sections where there's no Walmarts is there's a snottiness. There's a snottiness. So it's a balance, You want to try to find a middle ground, But what I want to tell you tonight is that guys, we're going to return back to normal, it looks like. Housing market boom, I think, is over. I think we peaked out. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know, I had a guy message me the other day, like, wait till housing drops 50%. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know, though. So, but I think, guys, peak is over. There's a few more weeks for people to spend their money, their time. Extended unemployment benefits end in September. We're 4 weeks away from that. Evictions will start. Foreclosures take a couple of years. So, but that's where we're at. And that's my message tonight, or that's my observation. Click that thumbs up, leave a comment. Let's go to all members' comments. Let me know your thoughts on evictions. Have we seen peak housing? Have you ever been evicted? Have you ever evicted yourself? Have you become a nomad? Do you still struggle with buying a house? I struggle with that. I struggle too, though. If you ever get pulled over by a cop and you live in your car. I've gotten pulled over a couple times. One time my headlight was out. No big deal. And I never had a big issue, but it is an issue. Like if you get pulled over and they look in your car and you got all your stuff, you have to think about, how do you handle that? Do you say, look, I live in my car, this and that? I mean, technically it's not against the law, but obviously where you park and how you handle it, that's something you got to think of too. Now, if you have a van, okay, where, or if you have a motorhome, then it's no issue, but it's just something to think about too. Amar, what's up? Great to see you. ESP, hey Sam, looking fresh and clean. Well, the lighting's great. Lighting is everything. Lighting is everything. Kim Kardashian walks around with people that have great lighting. So the gas station lights are hitting me just right. I did shave the other night at the, last night at the all-night gym. Love the gyms, love showering in the gym. Even if I get a house, I always look for where's the closest 24/7 gym, because I still want to take a shower in the gym. Why? I never want to clean a shower again. I never want to worry about a hot water heater again. Unless I'm a senior and I can't leave my house or something happens, I want that option to have it. But, it's still looking like RV lot, maybe mobile home lot for the win. But it's still looking like, I'm middle-aged, I'm healthy, I like the nomadic life. But the truth is, it's good to hedge your bets a little bit, to live a level of balance. My mom's getting older. I'm always thinking about an exit strategy, so we'll see. How are you, ESP? Hal, my man Sam, what's up, brother? Today was one of those days I questioned my decision on taking this job. Why? I got through it. This morning I brought bagels and coffee for the staff. Well, it's okay to have a bad day at work. It's better to have a bad day at work than to have no job and a bad day taking a nap. Okay. So when in doubt, show up to work. When you want to quit, show up to work. If you want to change jobs, secure another job before you leave. Why? Because you'll be evicted, and rightfully so. Why? Because, guys, when you decide, if you have the physical and mental ability, if you decide to quit your job or not take a job and you have ability, guys, you should be evicted, because you're basically saying, look, I can figure out my own life and I don't have to pay for anything. Well, you can figure out your own life, but it's going to be evicted. And what I can tell you is if you don't have a job, you're going to live with a toxic relationship with an ex or with someone you don't like who does drugs or just doesn't treat you right. And you're going to be basically in a bad situation, unhealthy situation. Guys, I always wanted to work, not because I want to work, but because I want independence. I want freedom. You can't walk away from your father. You can't walk away from your boyfriend, girlfriend. You can't walk away from someone if you can't do for yourself. If you can't do for yourself, you need to see a social worker, not a YouTuber. If you can't do for yourself, you need to see a social worker, not Bob Wells. If you can't do for yourself, you need to see a social worker. If you can do for yourself, then do for yourself. That's it. And I'm not talking to you, Hal. I'm talking to everyone ever listening to this live right now. I go live every night. Shout out to all my members and new members. Everyone watching the replay. All the ungrateful people who watch. And as soon as I say something they don't like, they thumbs down. I'll evict you right out of this live chat, and you know it. Because you watch on someone else's dime and you got a bad spirit. I live below my means because I never want to live with someone that totally crushes your soul just thinking about what they think about. Have I ever been behind on my mortgage? Yeah, guys, when I had a mortgage, when I first bought my house a few years after when I got laid off, I had a tax lien put on my house. I had to borrow money to get out of debt. But I got through it, and I didn't sell out of desperation, but I've been there. I've had tax liens. I've been behind on HOA payments, etc. So I learned from those experiences. And what I learned is, as I matured and developed myself, keep working, keep picking up side hustles, live below your means, cut down necessary expenses, and never apologize if you're in your own personal space and you're speaking your truth without hurting someone else. Never apologize for saying whatever you want or doing whatever you want. Let them thumbs down. Click that thumbs up. Guys, we are going forward every day. Okay. I got the strength, the grace of God, and the will to upload this damn video every day. And it's going to keep coming. Okay. And if it doesn't keep coming, you keep going. Because you don't need a babysitter. You're an adult. All my videos are marked for adults. If you're not an adult, you're in the wrong chat. Go see a social worker. Or go see your parents. I'm not a parent. Look, if you're single, guys, you got it easy. If you got a bunch of kids, okay, look, you just got the child tax credit. What have you been doing with that money? If you're in a bad relationship, how long are you going to stay? If you've made your own bed and you don't want to admit that you made your own bed, whether choosing to have multiple kids and pets, whether choosing not to work, guys, if you can't be honest with yourself, we have no relationship. It's toxic. You're a controller, manipulator. Okay, guys, if you were forced against your will to put yourself in a hole, then there should be mercy and grace. But if you dug your own hole, there should not be condemnation, but there should be accountability. You should be evicted. I want to tell you, when my parents got divorced, okay, and I saw my mom working 2-3 jobs and still doing some work, and I got siblings that don't work, so I've seen both. Okay, guys, you can be raised in the same household with the same parents. You could have 2 children that do drugs, don't work, 1 child that does. It doesn't make any of your children better than others. But I want to tell you, it doesn't matter to a certain extent what your family situation matters. It doesn't matter. You could be brought up in the same house, same school system, doesn't matter. You say, I'm going to send my kid here to this school, that school. Hey, guys, it's still a crapshoot. Okay. Because, guys, I want to tell you, I know some people in my family, they're smart. They're not dummies. Okay. They choose not to work, though, and they have to choose to get or to stay in an unhealthy relationship so they can have the extra cable they want, the extra TV, the extra comforts, okay, and the safety of a guaranteed income. I want to tell you, so many people have so much more ability than $900 a month. You can make $900 a month, okay, working at a gas station. You can make $1,500 a month. And I know some people that are way more intelligent than that. And if they choose that they want the safe route, I want to make guaranteed $900 a month, then guys, that's what your life is. Then I don't even know how you can watch my videos, because you must not be able to even comprehend what I'm saying. You know, it's like, that's what I don't get. Like, you know, either to me, you don't get life, or you get life and you choose to live your life how you want to live it. Don't worry about how I'm living. You guys and girls, you got to start directing your energy on what you need to do and stop feeling bad for other people. Okay. If not, the tail will wag the dog to the day you die. There should always be programs for people who are destitute. If you see an opportunity to help someone in need and it's truly legit, then that's up to you to use discernment. But what I want to tell you tonight, Dan Diamond, 199 Super Chat. I have evicted myself from Florida. Well, you're running from your problems just like you ran from that stripper. You got to get off the drugs. You got to get another job other than being a DJ. And strip clubs are toxic after 25. You got to evict yourself from the strip club. I've met plenty of nomads, guys. They're running from responsibility. You're a smart guy, Dan Diamond, but and just because your days of being a pop singer and a DJ are over, it doesn't mean you're over. You're talented, you're creative. Creative people have demons, but everyone has demons. You need to discipline yourself. Stop taking naps, wake up early. If you're a night owl, work the night shift, don't go to strip club. If you're a night owl, work the night shift, don't go to a strip club. The laziest job in America is the security job on the night shift. If you can't do anything else, do that. I want to tell you, people come to Florida to save their life, and they leave Florida to save their life. I know a lot of mentally ill people. They left Florida and they moved to Tennessee. Tennessee is the new home of the psychopath. I don't know why. Maybe they're giving out some good subsidies there. I don't know why. I want to tell you tonight, Dan Diamond, I love you. I respect you. And sometimes we do need a fresh start, but you need a foundation of good decisions, a foundation of a support group, other people trying to change their life. When you're in a strip club, you're around good people sometimes, but they're all people that are trying to stay in a strip club. That's their life. That's their lifestyle. When you're around people in some other group, guys, whether it's church, social group, whatever, they're still got problems too, but they're trying to go in a different direction. Don't get caught in religion. Don't get caught in dogma. Don't get caught in Weight Watchers. But you need people trying to help their lives, trying to help themselves. Guys, in a strip club, you ain't trying to help yourself. You're trying to get laid. You're going off primitive mindset of alcohol, drugs, and sex. It's all drug-induced adrenaline. Everything in a strip club is to play to your most primitive adrenaline drug rush. Guys, adrenaline is a drug. A strip club is nothing but adrenaline and drugs. I want to tell you, I saw a successful YouTuber who has a career as a YouTuber destroy her life going back in a strip club. That's right. I can tell you from experience being in a strip club, dating strippers, knowing strip club managers, I want to tell you right now, I thank God for people honestly sharing what's going on with their life, but they're smarter than that. Because here's someone with great creative gifts, great knowledge. You're not stupid. Okay. And they run from their problems. Okay. And what I can tell you is run out of my chat. I live below my means so I don't have to agree with bullshit. So that I can say, look, you're not going to stop smoking cigarettes. You're not going to get out of the strip club. You ain't going to fuck with get your self-esteem right, your life right. I don't care how viral you go. Okay. And you're smart. You know what the fuck it is. You don't need a therapist. You need to stop bullshitting. Stay put. Work on your life. Okay. Stay put. Work on your life or get the fuck out my chat. Not you, Dan Diamond. Anyone listening, it applies to. Okay. What I want to tell you tonight is that if you're even around someone who's still going to the strip club after 25, get the fuck out of Dodge. Okay. Evictions are for people who are delinquent, not just on their bills, but I guarantee you on their self-care. Could a good person get evicted? Of course. Guys, I could have got evicted. I could have kept going back on my payments. It's not about everyone. Guys, you know what it is. Okay. We're not gonna baby talk. Okay. Okay. And guys, I agree with Biden, but I'm not gonna as far as him over Trump, but I'm not gonna agree with AOC. Guys, AOC needs to be balanced. Eviction should start. If someone's been fucking off for 10 months, not figuring out what they need to do, they're not responsible enough to raise kids or to be anywhere. I mean, it's two facts. Dan Diamond, $4.99 super chat. I'm in $7K debt. I'm late on rent, Sam. I can't work for $12 an hour. Well, then hey, then you shouldn't even be suing. Let me read this. I have an opportunity to make $1,500 cash a week in Huntsville. I have slept in my car. You're going to destroy your life, man. I love you. I don't want to take your money, man. Dan Diamond, I love you, brother. I respect you. You're running from responsibility. You don't want to take a $12 hour job, so you're going to go to Huntsville, Alabama, one of the most destitute states in the country, and you're probably going to go to a strip club. You're going backwards in life. You're trying to relive your youth, and instead of maturing, you're immaturing. And what I can tell you is you can get out of debt. $7K is not much, okay? Right now, you can work at Wawa gas station in Florida for $13 an hour. You can DoorDash on your off days. You can make $4,000 a month. Okay, you can Airbnb a studio apartment for $1,000. You can have a $2,000 a month net profit. Okay, you can pay off that debt in 6 months. You can have $6K saved in 1 year, and if you show up every day for a year, you can go way beyond that. And you'd be doing something healthy and positive, and you'd be working with other people who are trying to get their life together. You're chasing the bag. You're neglecting self-care. And the truth is, you've heard this all before because you're not a dummy. Okay? I don't speak to people like they're dummies. You're a smart guy. You're a talented guy. And I agree with you that you're way more valuable than $12 an hour. But I don't agree with you that if you got nothing else positive going around, you don't take a $12 job. Do what you need to do, brother. Dan, you know I love you. I love you, brother. Jack, nice HOA video, but remind people helps with taxes. Nice. Thank you for the compliment, but remind people helps with taxes. I'm not sure I understand that. Most HOAs do not include property taxes, and there are restrictions involved with them. So, HOAs have good and bad. I can certainly understand both perspectives. Property taxes are usually always separate. The only time property taxes are included in like some type of homeowners association is when you do a lot lease, you don't own the land. The video I'm talking about is when you own the land and you have an HOA. If your HOA is basically revolved around lot leases, then that will include property taxes in most instances. All right, let's go to all live comments. Amar, thank you again. ESP, I love you. I appreciate you. Hal, I love you. Keith, hey Sam, what's up, Keith? Appreciate you, man. I've read your comment. Keith said he's thinking about retire. He's 61. He's worked for FedEx for 30 years. He's thinking about cashing out. Look, you can start to take out of your 401k at 59.5. You're still going to get taxed your income rate, but you're not going to get the extra 10% penalty. At 59.5, you can start. You can begin to withdraw from your 401k with no extra penalty, just your standard income tax rate. But you have to be careful how quick you start to take out of your nest egg, right? Because that's your nest egg. You're not going to build it up again. However, it all depends how much you have and how much you keep working. Would I move out of Indiana if I was 61 and if I had a 401k over, I don't know what you got in there, let's say over 100 grand, something like that, and you could probably collect Social Security next year, you'd probably get at least $1,200 a month, probably $1,500 a month because you worked 30 years. Yeah, guys, look, Keith, if I was you, I would DoorDash immediately in Indiana. Get used to that because you've already done FedEx. You know what it is to deliver. DoorDash and come to Florida, do that. You can do that all the way down to Florida. You're going to have to get a little extra insurance on your car. It's a tax write-off. Get your commercial insurance for delivering through DoorDash, Instacart, Uber, etc. Do that. Take a vacation as soon as you can to Florida, and if you're ready to just pull the plug on FedEx, if you've run the numbers and you've picked up the side hustle, do it. But you better have run the numbers and you better have picked up a side hustle because you don't want to just have no job. Now, if you got enough in savings, you could probably figure it out. But I want to just caution you because it feels better, even if like something like the gig economy. If you just keep some money coming in because there's something psychologically that'll give you confidence. Moving is one of the hardest things. That's why I don't think you should wait until your 60s and 70s to move. Why? It's so hard. It's traumatic. And you got to downsize, you got to sell, and then you got to relocate, and you got to find new areas. You got to adapt. It's a lot of work. It's very scary, very intimidating, and almost crushed me doing it in my mid-30s. Okay. So I would encourage anyone, if they can responsibly move in a healthy way, in a way to do it in order, not because they're running from their problems, to do it. But remember, you're going to carry your habits and your disciplines. But remember, if you've worked for 30 years, you have good habits. Remember that if you've delivered for FedEx, you can deliver for DoorDash. Remember, a body in motion stays in motion. Remember, if you've figured out a budget and you've projected how to move, that's the science. Now it's just all psychological. Remember, when you've stopped doing drugs for 7 days, your body has no physical addiction. It's all mental. So what I want to tell you tonight in the detox session of the all-night gas station, whether you live in your car, you're getting evicted, okay, or you live in a shared apartment, okay? Because I know a critic who lives in a shared apartment. Why? Because he didn't work enough in his working career. Now he's a professional critic on YouTube, getting paid pennies, begging people to PayPal him, and he criticizes me for going in a hotel. Let me tell you something. Take that man head mannequin, put it on your small penis, and let it deep throat you, okay? And while you're taking a shit in your shared apartment and you can't even really let it out because you know, okay, your other destitute, okay, roommate is going to hear you taking a shit. I don't know what type of self-respecting person that has the physical and mental ability to go do for themselves wants to sit on a toilet bowl of someone who warmed it up right before they came in. Listen, and I'm not talking about Mary Todd. She's a good viewer. She lives in a shared apartment. I'm not talking about anyone getting their life together, doing what they got to do. I'm talking about critics. Senior citizen critics on YouTube who fucking pissed away their life. And now they're intelligent enough, they're strong enough to criticize other people. They could take the biggest dildo they can find in Walmart because they're cheap as fuck, okay? And they could stick it right up their ass. Okay. And every successful middle-aged YouTuber who made a career out of YouTube and now is going to fucking destroy their life dating a stripper or a manager of a strip club, they already took the dildo up their ass. They thought it was the best sex they ever had. It's the devil. They're having sex with the devil. Okay. And they know it because they're not dumb. Okay. And it's time to stop playing games. You know what it is. And you know, guys, this is my channel. You know how I get down. If you watch, you know. And you know if you don't like it, evict yourself. Because you know you ain't going to be leaving comments. I'm going to evict you. Okay. Jack, you're right. Let's stay positive. I apologize. You're right. You're right. Let's stay positive. You're right. You're right. Let's stay positive. You're right. Thank you. All right, let's take hydration break. Click that thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share the video. You want to join the live chat, click that blue join button. Back live comments. What's up, Christina? Hey, you. Adam, my brother. Good evening, Sam. Being evicted sucks. Have you ever been through it? It's only happened to me one time. Thank you for sharing. Ex-roommate didn't pay the rent. It was in her name. Entanglements. I was pretty pissed off coming home to an eviction notice. Adam, thank you for sharing that story. It's a powerful testimony. You overcome by the word of your testimony and the blood of the Lamb. I still believe in grace. I still believe in subsidies. And I even believe, guys, we did the right thing freezing evictions. But I also believe faith without works is dead. I also believe if you have the physical and mental ability, and if you ain't doing for yourself, there's something wrong. Michelle, $5 super chat. I feel like I'm listening to Scared Straight Housing Edition. Well, I believe when I was in school, I went to a Scared Straight program. And what I can tell you is this. If you're doing a renovation, if you're looking at empty rooms, okay, if you're looking at furniture that's so uninspiring, and if you're even thinking that a renovation will make you inspired, I want to tell you right now, you better sell your house before the housing crash. And I want to tell you this, you say inspirational nomad. Didn't you say there may be a housing crash last year? I want to tell you this. If you're not living in the place you want to live, if you haven't moved when it's the best time to move, when everyone was working remote and you could sell your house whenever you want, if you're waiting, guys, I was right. Because if you're waiting for this magical time to move, if you don't like where you live, if you're living above your means, if you're living with the wrong person, what are you waiting for? There's always a housing crash. It happened already. It's in your life. I don't know. Thank you, Michelle. I don't know what people are thinking. Now, if you love where you live, if it's below your means and you're kicking ass in life, guys, you're just watching and enjoying this shit with popcorn, okay? Because you're doing you. But if Home Depot is doing you, okay, if you forgot what a dildo looks like and you replace that dildo with a paint roller, you don't fuck your life up. Okay? You don't fuck your life up. The guy behind the Home Depot counter should say, you know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up, right? Because I want to tell you, in the past 6 months, if you've seen a paint roller more than you've seen a dildo, if you're a girl or a gay guy, I'm straight, guys, then your life is ass backwards. Okay? So I'm going to say that I believe Michelle's a girl. That's her name. Could be a transgender. I don't know. Whatever. I hope you've seen a dildo more than you've seen a paint roller these past 6 months. I hope that you can say the word dildo. I hope you don't live in a shared apartment where you can't even speak too loud. Okay? Okay? So what I want to tell you is this, guys. Turn the porn up if you're not in a shared apartment. Okay? If you're in a shared apartment, guys, go into your shared bathroom and jerk off, man. Okay? Because you can make more money doing DoorDash deliveries than you could uploading videos. And if you don't want to do that, guys, I mean, I don't know how you were able to even watch YouTube. What happened? Did someone put YouTube on, just put it in front of your screen and say, don't do anything, just sit there and watch? Because I don't know how people have the mental capacity to navigate the system they want to do, but not the system they don't want. Like, I knew this very smart girl, another one. She knew how to get like 50 Netflix accounts all for free, create all these fake-ass emails. Okay. But she couldn't figure out how to rake leaves. I said, what the fuck type of shit is this? And that's sometimes I say, is this motherfucker, are they playing with me or are they really ill? Now, I think they're really ill because I don't know what type of person would do that, but this is very crazy. It's a very crazy society. All right, let's go back to live comments. Oh, Michelle, the slot machines down in Queens at 2 5s. 2 cherries. Laughing. I'll live alone, praise the Lord. Female, lost my home in a divorce. Well, hey. You know they say divorce is expensive, but it's worth every penny. I purchased in 1994 in Texas. Texas and a boom. Shout out to Texas to get no state income tax. And what I could tell you is if you love living in Texas, you're in the right place. If you don't, time to sell and get where you're inspired. But I want to tell you this. Better to live alone than in a home with a contentious spouse, whether it's a husband or wife. Better to live alone and happy than in a house filled with contentiousness and arguments. Better to, praise the Lord for the double cherries. You know what it is, guys, slot machines. Shout out to everyone who goes to Atlantic City but still gets evicted. Shout out to everyone who gambles, day trades, and I've been there, all these things, guys. And they can't figure out how to get rent. Guys, got to cut out the gambling. Okay. You got to do the work of your life. Not easy. Guys, no, it's not easy. That's why I don't understand how people, I got all this disposable time. I thought you should have saw me running around today, doing videos, looking at home bases, doing this, preparing for work tomorrow. And I'm saying to them, I got to get a free Audi. I mean, not a free Audi. I had to go get a new Audi phone holder. The lady behind the Walmart counter didn't want to walk across the aisle. Almost got fucking hit on a head-on collision. Someone riding in the parking lot smoking a cigarette with no hands on the steering wheel. I said to myself, oh, shit. But I want to tell you tonight, guys, you can change. You're not stuck. You can move. Don't move locations. Move your mindset. The location comes after you change your mindset and your habits. Your habits. You show me your habits, I'll show you your life. Whether you live in Huntsville, Texas, or South Beach. You show me your habits, I'll show you your life. And if that's too boring for you, go to a strip club, get a dildo in your ass. Go in a shared apartment where someone's a troll and where someone's a critic. You got 2 people in a shared apartment. One's a troll, one's a critic. Isn't it amazing? I said to myself, how many profiles there must be in this house? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something for all you critics who couldn't fucking afford one night in a hotel. I hope those bed bugs, okay? Well, actually, fuck bed bugs. I hope the crabs that your shared roommate got, I hope they jump right on your pubic hairs, man. Not because I wish bad on you, but because I said, give me a fucking break, man. Go get your own content, your own life, okay? What type of fucking grown man, okay, looks at videos all day, okay, and comments on other people's videos? What type of man? Okay. I'll tell you type of man. goes to Walmart and somehow decides, you know what I should buy? The head of a male mannequin. What type of person makes that decision? Try to be nice. You try to be nice, try to give them a compliment. Oh man, great, I'm glad you're doing happy. And they don't even notice when you give them a compliment because they're too busy getting drunk, fucking off. I did that a few times. I don't even be nicest person. Give them a compliment, say hello, they didn't even notice. Why? Because they were drunk fucking off. And then, when I say get the fuck, then when they start criticizing, I start saying fuck you. Then they notice every word. I'll tell you why. These type of people, guys, you don't want in your life. You don't want to live with these people. But you got no choice when you don't do for yourself. There's a lot of fake nice people, guys. And there's a lot of psychopaths that want to kill you for no reason. That's part of life. Some of these critics, guys, they're not going to hurt a fly. They're actually, they're decent people. Some of these psychopaths, guys, look, I don't know. They're just always going to be psychopaths. I can't help it. Adam, stay the fuck out of that casino. Unless you have a savings account over 25K, you got little to no debt, and you're doing it purely for entertainment. All right, let's go back live comments, guys. I'll tell you, I'd never have a good time when I lose 100. Okay. Now, look, you can say it's entertainment. If you went in there and said, look, if I blow, but the thing is, if that becomes a habit, it's not entertainment, it's a bad habit. So you got to be mindful. It's not easy to break habits. Wandering off. Aline, hey, Aline. I talked to my real estate agent today about eviction moratorium. She told me the nice areas in Florida won't be affected. Yeah, guys, the rich people aren't getting evicted, or even the middle class, the working class are not getting evicted because they're working. Guys, evictions are for people not working. Okay. There's maybe a few exceptions, but that's what it is. But look, foreclosures, even if you got on hard times, they take years. Again, guys, I got back on my taxes, but I was able to get another job and get back current on my taxes. And that's why it takes, to get evicted or foreclosed on, it takes a few months because everyone understands if you have if you get laid off, if you have a hard time or whatever, what you're trying to avoid is someone who's just not doing anything and saying, fuck it, I'm not paying. But guys, look, if you wait, the eviction moratorium will balance out the market. Why? Because by raw numbers, it will add to inventory of available rentals and available homes. However, it's not going to necessarily cause a housing crash, but it will balance out inventory. So at some level, it will balance out pricing, supply and demand. But like I always tell you guys, if you're looking to buy a house and you're waiting for a housing crash, you're not looking to buy a house, you're looking to get a bargain. And that means you're an investor, not a home buyer. If you're looking to buy a house, you should be looking in areas you want to live, in areas you can sustain an income or live on a fixed income, and something that's below your means. And if you're just waiting for something, and you guys know, if the average house in there is going for $400,000 and you can only afford $150,000, guys, that area you just can't live. That's what it is. So I make videos all about houses of $150,000 or under, pretty much. And that's what I'm looking for. So I practice what I preach, and I've shown them to you. So they're out there. Now, you may not want to live in those areas, but you guys got to get in your car or get online, and you got to figure it out, okay? Because we all have our own circumstance. So, Aline, a.k.a. Wandering Off, I love you. I appreciate you. You've been gracious to me. What I want to tell you, remember, a real estate agent is helpful, but they're just a middleman or a middle girl. You are the adult. When your real estate agent isn't there, you're stuck with the mortgage or rent. When your real estate agent isn't there, you're the one that has to pay the bills. So you have to start informing yourself. You have to start understanding the neighborhoods, understanding the average income of those neighborhoods, understanding the average house price, understanding the crime rates. You need to be visiting those areas, driving around day, night. And this is you taking hold of your life and negotiate the real estate agent commission. That's negotiable. I love you, Aline. Great to see you. Rod here, Sean, what's up, man? Sam. I was at Home Depot, I call it Home Fucko, excuse my language, today and saw a bunch of pallets, filled with boxes of contractor bags. That's the only good thing they sell. 3 mil contractor bags. Made me wonder if there's a connection to the eviction news. Thank God. There's not a connection. Why? Because people who get evicted, they don't throw their stuff out, they get a storage unit. Guys, poor people, you can guarantee, guys, they get a storage unit. Why? It's I got a family member, got a storage unit, got a pot to piss in. Why? Because there's a mental and emotional disability. And so, look, that's what it is. And that's why they get a voucher. So, look, guys, even if you don't work, you're going to get and you get evicted. I've got family members. You're going to get a voucher from the government. Okay. And you know you are. Okay? So, what I can tell you, okay, this message is not for you because you may have a true disability. This is for those, okay, who need to focus on their level of intelligence, their level of ability, and not take fucking naps, okay? And not go to the strip club, and not undersell their intelligence, and not go backwards and say, you know what, I got to start being intense, okay? I got to get away from these fucking critics, these fucking strippers, these fucking toxic people who think that life is just this lackadaisical, I'm going to drive my car with a cigarette hanging out my mouth. I did that in my 20s. Guys, in your 40s, time to cut that shit out. Okay, keep it up a break. $2.99 super chat. Single and securing the money bag. Guys, you want to know a great middle class, upper middle class job? Being a nurse. For all my guys and girls, keeping up a breeze, a nurse, being a caretaker. Okay. So there's jobs available, guys. There's side hustles available. And if you're single, you got more than enough options. Okay. And so what I want to tell you tonight, there's nothing wrong with getting behind on your payments because I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I shared with you I have. But I'm also not going to be disingenuous. I also got back to work. Okay. So you need help. You need grace. I've gotten both. I do not want to speak out of arrogance. Okay. But I want to speak out of perseverance and the grace of God. Oh, super chats out the wazoo. I missed Mr. Fuzzy Face from Australia, $7.99. Shout out to the currency exchange. Shout out to every koala bear. Okay. I want to tell you tonight, the best part about Australia is the koala bear. It's a magical animal. I want a koala bear, but I won't get one. Why? I don't want to take care of one. The squirrels look close enough. Shout out to you, Mr. Fuzzy Face. Okay. Shout out. Thank you for that gracious super chat. Shout out to Australia. Australian flag emoji. What time is it in Australia? Love to you. I appreciate you. Keeping up a breathe. Thank you, Mike. What's up, man? Love the energy. Thank you, Mike. You've been gracious to me. I'm giving my effort, consistency, and I'm trying to share something. Not a Tony Robbins concert, not a sermon. Some experience, some motivation, some practicality. Very basic. Thank you very much. Shaw's Room, shout out to Chicago. Shout out to Chicago. Hey, you, my friend. I see you. You've been with me a long time. Shout out to Chi-Town. Love to you, Shy. I hope you're doing well. Hope you and your loved ones are healthy. You know what it is, Shy. Thank you with gratitude in my heart. All right, guys and girls. Back to live comments. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. Wandering off, a.k.a. Aline. Most people in eviction situations are in destitute areas. Yeah, well, the question is, one is, forget about the area first. Why aren't they working, number one? Then number two, if they're working, if they don't like the area, why aren't they moving? So, look, guys, it's like, a lot of people they got upset when they couldn't travel at will, when they couldn't go somewhere else, where they were locked down, quarantined. Well, guys, if you ain't going to go nowhere, we might as well just have the government tell everyone, keep everyone locked down. So, but I empathize with how hard it is to move, how hard it is to change environments, how hard it is to get out of situations. I empathize. But I also cannot empathize to the point that I become AOC and say, let's just extend this motherfucking evictions until infinity. Guys, no one does nothing if that's what society is. I mean, then society becomes a disaster. You got to have balance. Not one side more than the other, balance. You got to have programs to help the destitute. Okay. And always have empathy. But there has to be balance. Okay. Good job. Dan, I love you, brother. I believe in you. I think highly of you. I don't talk down to you. D, I love you. Footprints in the sands. I remember I had a good friend, a great friend, one of my best friends growing up, and his family. and his one of his parents died early, drug use and stuff, but great guy, great family, nothing but respect. And when I remember going to their house, and I took a shit. I was taking a shit in their bathroom, and on their wall was the footprint in the sand quote, which is basically like this spiritual quote, like there's footprints in the sand, there's two sets of footprints, and then there's one, and then there's a saying on the side that says, when you see two sets of footprints, know that I was always walking with you. And then like the person replies to God, well, if you were always with me, what happened when I only saw one set of footprints? And then like God supposedly replies and says, well, when you only see one set of footprints, that's when I was carrying you. And that's the grace of God. I believe in it. And I do believe in guys, we all have needed help. And you should, but I'm trying to tell you, faith without works is dead. You get help and then you help yourself. You make mistakes, you admit them, and then you try to correct them. And you get around other people who are trying to correct their mistakes. You get around other people. Guys, the best part about getting back in the workforce is you get out of the strip club. You get out of the chat rooms of the idle people. You get around other people that are doing shit in life. And that creates an algorithm of success. When you get around a bunch of people that ain't doing shit and gossiping and criticizing, then you get around the algorithm of gossip and bullshit. So there's like two algorithms, And there's a season of life, there's immaturity. 107 people watching, shout out to you. Guys, I give the same message with the same sweat, same effort if there's one person watching. And you guys know it, it's fact. I mean, I got the track record to prove it. So, I'm grateful for 107 people. I'm grateful for 7 people, guys. And I'm grateful for what I have, because I've seen people that have nothing as far as they don't have the physical ability, they don't have the mental ability. And so I use my abilities, I try to max them out. And I've seen people that have the abilities and they just piss them off. I don't understand it, I don't judge them, and I got away from trying to save the world. If I'm in a position to help people, as far as like get them a job, or if there's a real like crazy situation going on, of course. But I'm not in this thing where I'm trying to destroy my life to try to save someone who ain't putting no effort. I saw the movie Jason's Lyric, and I got a tremendous amount of wisdom from it. Don't try to save someone, even a family member, if they're not trying to get back on track, because you're going to destroy your life. You're going to get shot. You're going to do something bad going to happen. And I don't understand everything in life, but it's not my job. See, here's another big thing to help me. I hope it helps you. I got to a point where I said, I'm not even going to try to understand everything in life. There's a scripture in the book of Proverbs that's tatted on my arm. Trust in the Lord, lean not on your own understanding. See, I struggled with that for a while. I said a lot of people on the internet try to mind fuck life, even with religion. That's why I got to be careful when I share scriptures with you. But I get that scripture, and I say to myself, it's not my burden or responsibility to understand everything. It's my responsibility to use the gifts and the talents I have to understand what I need to understand, or come to a higher level of consciousness, and then do the work in my understanding. Don't go in a strip club trying to save everyone, because they ain't going to understand that. When I was in a strip club, guys, you got to get out of the situations. Charles, $1.99 super chat. Thank you for pointing out the audience. Thank you for being a positive person. Thank you for all your videos and all your love. You know what it is, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. All right, back to live comments, guys. Thank you. Dan, I read that comment. I thank you, Dan. I think highly of you. And I know Charles also said, Sammy, got to stay out of the strip club. There's no sex in the champagne room. Yep. And guys, look, there is sex sometimes dating strippers, but it's short-lived and it's toxic. So, you know what I mean? It's like, and dating a bartender, guy, is no different. I hate to tell you. Dating a strip club owner, guys, it's like, it's double no different, okay? It's all the same environment, okay? D, I guess if the government can bail out the big banks and Tesla, it can bail out the people. It's been bailing out the people for over 12 months. Okay. So guys, I'm not AOC. If you haven't worked in 12 months, you got a house. You bought a house and now you say you can't afford the house, you want to sell it. See, everyone shouldn't be a homeowner. If you don't have a certain amount of money and if you don't have a certain mindset, it's wrong. You even testified you should never bought a house. Home ownership's not for everyone. You should be in a small subsidized apartment if you can't do for yourself or afford it. Why? Because that's your best life. You've even admitted it. Guys, I have family members that don't work. The government helps them. They get vouchers. It's a lie to say that the government takes care of the wealthy and not the poor. Okay. It's a lie to say that you yourself have not made bad decisions. Okay. And so what I can tell you is the lies must stop. Everyone's corrupt. Rich people are corrupt. Middle's corrupt. Everyone's corrupt. But we're not playing that game here. We're playing the game of, look, what can you do to improve your life? Here we go. D testifies. I can afford it. I don't want it. There you go. So you're blessed. You're an American. You're in America. You bought a house. You can afford it. You don't want it. You are blessed. Most people in this chat are blessed. And there should be more people saying, I'm blessed. Here's why I'm blessed. Okay. I'm not destitute. I'm not to this point where I'm disabled. I can't do nothing. Okay. Because if you are, I don't know how you're in the chat. I don't know how you're writing comments. I don't know how there's a comprehension to create an email account. I don't know where the banana stops and the tailpipe begins. And I'm not going to try to figure it out. I'm living my life. I respect other people. I don't go in people's chats or in people's lives and start telling them what to do. This is my chat, how I look at life, how I've been through life. Okay? And what I can tell you is I see a homeless guy right now driving in front of my car on a bicycle. Okay? And if you don't believe me, you come to the all-night gas station. Where there's some homeless people, guys, they want to be homeless because they want to do drugs, they want to do alcohol, they don't want to go to a homeless shelter. Okay. Because I see them every night and I know what they do. Okay. And that's the reality of life. Okay. If you don't believe me, you're not on my gas station. You haven't been for 4 years. Okay. If you don't believe me, you didn't take that stimulus, you didn't take that DoorDash money, you didn't take those tips, and go right back to the strip club. Guys, I don't even care if you're selling strip club wear. Guys, get the fuck out of the strip club, man. That's yesterday's news, man. You say I got a bunch of stripping gear, I gotta sell it. Fucking throw it out. Okay. I know poor people that are on government vouchers, they got storage units. The government does enough. Okay. Your family has done enough. Your friends have done enough. That's the truth. Because I could tell you this, you're smarter than that. And you should get help, but you should also help yourself to your abilities. We have to have balance. Not all rich, not all poor, not all a liberal, not all conservative. We got to have balance. Okay. We got to have empathy and discipline. We got to have love and respect, but guys, there also cannot be enabling. We got to have the freedom to say, look, if you can't do anything, then this is what you get, or this is what you do. I don't know, you know. Back live comments. Keith Smith. Oh, keeping up with Bree. 99-cent super chat. Thank you, keeping up with Bree. I clicked on your video today. I left you a comment. I love you. K. Smith, hydration break. You're damn right. Shout out to Tulsa. They should PayPal people to get the poke. Look, again, that's, look, the vaccine, again, I grew up in a public school system, so I got vaccinated when I was a kid, okay? And people I know still in the military, guys, they get vaccinated all the time. So, if you don't want to take the vaccine, don't take it. To me, guys, things are opening up regardless. So to me, it's like I understand both sides of that coin. Everyone do what they want. But that shouldn't prohibit you from working, okay? Because, you have a choice. And if you choose not to get it, you work. If you choose to get it, you work. You know, so to me, I wouldn't make the issue contentious unless it needed to be. So, you know, that's how I kind of feel about that. I can understand both sides, though. Love to you. All right, let's go back to live comments. I hope, please forgive me if I miss one of these. Christina, I love you. It's great to see you. Michelle, I appreciate both of your comments. I love you and I appreciate you. Charles, still got to be quiet in an apartment too. No, I agree. When I was in the motel for 30 days, you guys saw how quiet I was. Why? You got to respect your neighbors. I respect my neighbors. Guys, same thing. Like if I get a home base, I may still have to do the live feed from the all-night gas station because I probably even couldn't be this loud, even if I was in a non-attached unit. I'd have to have an acre of land. Guys, when you're in a gas station, there's cars passing. There's there's a lot of noise out here. So my voice is not amplifying. When you're in a quiet community at 11 o'clock at night, guys, if I had this volume, it'd be echoing all through the community. I can't do that. So I think about that. He goes, still got to be quiet in the apartment. I heard my neighbors doing the nasty in the middle of the night. Well, better than hear them doing the nasty than hearing them upload a video criticizing other people about their life. Imagine you heard a 65-year-old man who didn't work, who's now living in a shared apartment with all this fucking memorabilia paraphernalia. He's got a fucking mannequin man head on his fucking counter, and he's doing videos criticizing other people's videos. Imagine that demonic spirit. And then you see him fucking going to the liquor store to hoard liquor because he thinks there may be a shortage. What I want to tell you tonight, hearing your neighbor have sex, you could hear a lot worse. Okay? You could hear a lot worse. Okay? Let's stay positive. Right, Chair Sean, double cherries. I like the cherries. D, some car accidents can't be avoided no matter how careful. No, you're true. That's the number one threat I have living on the road is car accidents. And that's the home base advantage. Where I do think I may want to hedge my bets here because I'm taking too much risk simply by always being on the road. And that is an excellent point, D, and that's why you're very smart. That's why you can afford a house, and that's why you also can say, look, even though I can afford it, I may not want to buy it. A lot of people told me, hey, you can afford this, why don't you buy this? You can afford this, why don't you do that? Hey, guys, look, I got it. Don't worry about it, okay? I got it. Okay, good job. Adam, went to the casino with my brother. They are giving away 4 Mustangs. Yeah, after people spend 4 Mustangs worth of money in the slot machines. So what I can tell you is this, guys. That's the banana in the tailpipe. A free buffet and a free Mustang means that over the course of 3 years, you'll lose 50 grand in the casino. That's what I'll tell you. Adam, had a good time, but I did lose $100. Don't like gambling. Adam, you're a smart person. You got 1,000 views on your bushcraft video. I saw that. I left a comment for you today. You're doing a great job. Mr. Fuzzy, shout out to Australia. You know what it is. Keeping up with Bree. You're beautiful. You're a nurse. The biggest thing that can destroy your bag and your emotional health is fucking with the wrong people, dating a married guy, or letting your insecurities grow. You need to stay in a positive support system, and you don't need to date someone in that support system. You need to develop, and you will develop because you're in your 20s. By the time you're in your 30s, if you discipline yourself, you're going to be kicking ass. You're going to move up. You're going to get a certification. You're going to be doing your thing. The money's going to be so good that they're going to be throwing a dick at you. Like, remember how they were throwing a pussy at Eddie Murphy in the 80s? They're going to be throwing a dick at you. Okay? Throwing a dick. Okay? And you know what you're going to say? I got enough dollars. I don't need dick. Ask ESP. She chose Dairy Queen over dick. Why? She got money, right? ESP got a lot of money. Okay? And what I want to tell you tonight, guys, whether you like Dairy Queen or whether you like dick, okay, when you got money, guys, you get to choose. When you ain't got money, I know someone that got kicked out of their apartment in Tampa because they weren't taking the dick. Basically, the boyfriend said, unless I have sex, you can't live here. And what I want to tell you guys, it's better to work for a dickhead than to take dick when you don't want it. And if you can't work because you don't have the ability, go see a social worker, not a YouTuber. Guys, they know how to navigate the system, not a YouTuber. Go see a social worker. I grew up with a girl. She became a social worker. Very nice girl. So that's what you should do. Dave Lopez, what's up, brother? Great to see you, man. Let me get back to these live chats. Adam, Had a good time. Oh, yeah, right. I love you, brother. Shout out to Keeping Up Bree, my man Mike. I love you. Shy, it's great to see you, man. Shout out to Shot Town. I still can't believe what happened to R. Kelly, man. I saw a surveillance video of him in the prison, man. Damn, R. Kelly was the greatest R&B singer of my generation, man. I went to his concert. I still can't believe, man. Guys, R. Kelly got evicted, man. It's crazy. D, $3 super chat, D. I love you. You're a smart, strong woman. You're going to figure this out, okay? Because what I can tell you is you have what it takes. I love you. I appreciate you. I respect you. We got 112 people in the live chat. Remember the group 112 from Atlanta? They didn't go to jail. Why? Because they didn't follow. Guys, look, here's the perfect example of your habits. R. Kelly was a multimillionaire, greatest singer, all the talents, all the gifts, all the abilities. Brilliant artist. This guy's brilliant. I love this guy. I had all his albums. This guy got evicted. Why? Talent and money is not the answer. The government can't just give you money. If you got a drug problem, you're still going to end up in jail. Okay? If you got a sex problem, you're still going to end up in jail. Look at R. Kelly. Guys, money ain't the answer to everything. Okay? Mr. Fuzzy Face, $7.99 Australian. Mr. Fuzzy Face, wow, super sticker. Well, damn it, shout out to Australia and the exchange rate. Okay? Because what I could tell you is this, guys. Unless you're a destitute American, I don't know why you go to Thailand just for the exchange rate. Now, guys, I've dated a Thai woman, beautiful woman. I like the Thai people. I'm not going to say the country's bad, never been there. But I want to tell you this, guys. I'm not going to travel to another country solely on the currency exchange. Now, all I want to tell you is this. Thank you, D. Thank you, Mr. Fuzzy Face. And what I can tell you is, when you're making your life happen, you can decide if Mr. Fuzzy Face is subliminal, real, whatever, okay? And you could say this, that you're calling the shots, okay? And that's what I like to see. Max Fetches, Australia's in the building strong, $2.99 super chat. Well, Max Fetches and Mr. Fuzzy Face, Australia's deep tonight. I don't know if you guys are VPNing in, virtual private networking, okay? But what I can tell you is this, guys. There is a documentation trail of every IP address in this world. Why anyone would want to send a death threat online is totally delusional. Okay? But what I can tell you is when you're dealing with psychopaths, guys, it's a delusional mindset. So remember, when you're arguing with someone who's delusional, guys, common sense don't make sense. I understand life. So, let's push forward. Good job. Thank you both. Loved Australia. Charles, we got 110 people watching. Yeah, until I started talking about delusional stuff, we had 112. Love D, man. Thank you for the super chat also. D, kindness is the biggest gift we can share with each other. I agree, but enabling is the worst gift we can give to each other. Why? Because that's how your daughter becomes a drug addict, destroys her life, and if she has children, destroys their life. And then she's got a service dog she should put down, but she doesn't have the emotional maturity to put the service dog down. So now you got an emotional support dog that's suffering because of your daughter that you enabled. And now you got a daughter who's living with a drug addict because she refuses to work and has to live in a shared apartment. Enabling is the worst gift you can give to your kids. You shouldn't be a raw disciplinarian, but you should have empathy with discipline. You should have a balance of both. And what I can tell you is if you can't figure that out, you're going to see how the world figured out, because that's what I've seen in my personal life. Love to you. Keeping Up a Brie, I love you, Amar. Every reason has an excuse. Yeah, they say every negative person has a problem for your solution. Ain't that the truth? Keith Smith, hydration break. I'll tell you this, I'm going to take a shower tonight in a gym. Okay, 24/7 gym. Not a house. Why? Because I'm homeless. Never forget it. D, I had my first shot and I'm getting the second one this week. Love to you. I didn't want the vaccine. I was the same way, but I got both. Overall, I'm still happy with my decision to get it. But felt I had to do it living among others. Yeah, I got it. I felt it was the best thing overall for society and myself, but I definitely was conflicted. I definitely understand the counter argument. But like I said, guys, I grew up in the public schools, been vaccinated all my life. And look, at the end of the day, if the government's in to get us all, we're all done anyway. And at the end of the day, if you want to be the 20% of society that lives if everyone from the vaccine dies, and then you got to make babies with all the psychopaths who didn't get vaccines, and that's the world you want to live, and then you want to go to Mars and be a construction worker for 100 years? Hey, guys, God bless you. I hope you live forever. I don't want to live forever, guys. I think 85 would be the max I'd want to live, and who knows if I'll even live to see tomorrow. So I just take it one day at a time. David Lopez. I've had my own mortgage for 10 years, and I sold it, and I've been evicted from 2 apartments complexes. But it's not the end of the world at all. David, like I always tell you, and like I know because you've shown me with the evidence of who you are, you're a smart, mature, loving person that is going to figure out their life, and you're in the process of that. And I got nothing but love for you, like Heavy D, nothing but love for you. D, I love you. I got nothing but love for you also. Mr. Fuzzy Face, that's an excellent super sticker. I love you. I respect Australia. D, a social worker has the worst job. I know a couple social workers. They have to hear everybody's bad story. Look, that's their gift. I know a critic on YouTube who basically doesn't block anyone. Why? Because he's got below average social security. He's got to pander to the psychopaths. So what I can tell you is this, guys. You either be a social worker or you be a YouTuber that has to listen to every psychotic person. And the bad part about that is if you're a social worker, you can at least clock out and you still get paid, and you're helping people because you're actually giving them government assistance. But if you're a gossip YouTube channel, you're not really helping people. You're destroying their mental health. You're feeding into their worse mentality, and you're getting paid worse than a social worker. So my experience, if you have an option to be a social worker or a critic, choose to be a social worker. You actually be a benefit to society and you help yourself. Max, thank you again, Max. I appreciate that. Charles, I got to keep my comments G-rated now. I love you. I can send super chats now if they aren't. I must have got flagged. Did you get flagged? I didn't see anything that needed approval. I love you, brother. Forgive me if you got flagged. There's an algorithm set up. I don't see anything flagged on my end. Forgive me if you did. But I got what you're saying. This live chat's over. Why? Because I've been going for an hour strong. I show up like I do every night, and you guys have been gracious to me. And I'll tell you right now, I'm very thankful. I don't take it for granted. I'm not entitled to have you watch. And I respect and I appreciate those who really support me, and you don't have to. And like I say, you always do what you got to do for you. We're going to keep pushing forward. I'm grateful. I hope my videos help you in some way. I hope that if you need help, you go see a social worker. I hope that if you can help yourself, you help yourself. I hope that in life, you do have empathy. I hope that you also have boundaries. Because empathy without boundaries is your grown adult daughter who does drugs and abuses a service dog living with you. And what I could tell you is they're not all bad, but that ain't all good. And you got to find the balance. Is balance easy? No, guys, it's very hard. But guys, better to have a goal than to live in a dookie emoji. I don't want to live in a dookie emoji, guys. I'd rather live in an all-night gas station than a dookie emoji. I'd rather discipline myself, okay, than overindulge myself, okay? I'd rather live by myself than live with the ungrateful, okay? I don't want to die prematurely, but I certainly don't want to live to be elderly and end up sharing an apartment with a psychopath. Okay. I want to do the best I can to use my talents and gifts. Okay. I want to get the most out of my life. Okay. I want to enjoy my life. I want to have fun. I want to laugh. I want to swim in the Atlantic Ocean every day. I don't want to wait till I'm 67 to move to Florida. I did it when I was 37. I don't want to quit my job and eat up my savings. I want to keep my job and pick up side hustles. I don't want to date a stripper. I don't want to save a stripper. Okay. I don't want to make clothes for a stripper. Okay. I don't want a storage unit. I don't want a Sam's Club membership. What I want to do is keep it simple. Keep it very simple. Okay. And if you ain't doing that, okay, you're going to be in a relationship called it's complicated. And if you're doing that, guys, don't matter if you're evicted or not, okay? Your life's fucking done, okay? So, that's it, guys. Appreciate you.